No, it looks like Samsung is in the lead here. Will it pull ahead though? Because iPhone has been known to catch up and then take the win. Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra has been out for about 2 months now, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max just got itself iOS 26.5, a great dot release with tons of updates, and it seems to be performing quite well. Let's see how they do in the speed test comparison. We'll begin with a boot up in 3, 2, go, and see which one can get there first. Now, this would be my second installment of a speed test between these two, as I did do the initial speed test when the S26 Ultra first came out, but that was an early test. Now they're both on some newer updates and they are performing quite well. So I want to see which one does come out on top here. iPhone 17 Pro Max does give us the latest iOS 26.5 with 12 gigs of RAM. Does have the A19 Pro. And you'll see that new wallpaper right there. This is in the Pride section, although you can change the colors of the wallpaper and you get a nice aesthetic. Whether you want to use the Pride colors or you want to just use your own colors, it's really up to you. But the iPhone is going to go first here on the right over the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the general performance of the Galaxy S26 Ultra on the latest security patch. Now, you'll see right here that as I launch applications, everything looking pretty smooth. And unlike, some of the more mid-range Samsung phones, this thing just kind of flies through everything. Some people have mentioned that the control area quick panel is kind of slow. I don't find that to be true. It's pretty quick overall. Even when you edit things, let's go edit here. You can see no real issues. Panel settings, and let's go ahead and hop into a couple of applications. So we'll go over here to the Google Play Store and kind of scroll around. And I'm just trying to see like general performance, if we get any hiccups or anything like that. And we'll see right here. Let's go over here, go to Instagram here. We'll go to my main page, look at this Galaxy S26 Ultra post, bring it back over here. I seen a little bit of when that was popping in, it looked a little blinky, but other than that, not a big issue. We'll open up Gemini. We'll go to Google News, swipe over here. And as we go around, pretty much all of the applications seem to be running very smooth on the latest patch. And animations look pretty good as well. You can also bring down the notifications like that, swiping away, no problem. So this phone in the day-to-day has been super consistent, the Galaxy S26 Ultra. The one that hasn't been as consistent has been the iPhone 17 Pro Max in terms of smoothness. The animations just haven't looked quite as smooth this year, but we'll see how they look as we go on. I can already tell like it just kind of navigates through this a little bit slower. I'm not sure if this picks it up through camera. Let me know your thoughts, but the actions like moving across the UI just kind of looks a little bit slower in my experience. So you'll see right here as we go through these, it seems intentional though, but I do think iOS 27 is going to add some stuff as we add controls. When I scroll through here, this kind of looks like 60 Hertz, even though this is a 120 Hertz phone. But general performance seems to be pretty good on the iPhone 17 Pro Max for day-to-day. Let's go over here, zooming in as I swipe through. No major issues, although no ability to split screen. This phone also performing quite nice on 26.5. However, the animations and the way it navigates across app library and into control panel and stuff sometimes doesn't look quite as fast as the Samsung. Let's go ahead and launch the apps now. All right, guys, so here we are at the app test. Everything is closed out for both. Let's go ahead and begin with calendar. You could see that was faster on the left. We'll go into clock. That was pretty close. Didn't see that one. Probably the S Ultra, but if you look when I'm jumping through these, the things just pop open faster on the left. Let's go into calculator on both. Quicker on the left. And let's go into App Store, Play Store, quicker on the left. We'll swipe up out of there. We'll go into weather. I think this one goes to the left. And you know what's funny? These are both weather apps, but they tend to not always give the same forecast. Like, look, it says right there, cloudy. It says it's going to rain there at 7 p.m. So let me know if you've used both these platforms, which one gives you the more accurate weather. Let's go into ChatGPT. And that one goes first on the left. And we'll go to Gemini. And I can't help but notice that keyboard has a number row, and it doesn't have that on the iPhone. They really need to get that. That was faster on the left. Once again, let's go into Groupon on both phones, and you'll see popping open there first for the left. Here comes the iPhone on the right. Way later, we'll go on Instagram, go back to my page, and we'll go over here, zoom in, scrolling through. Still that kind of fast scroll on Android. You'll see it kind of just flying along over there. A little bit more intentional scroll on the right. We'll go into X. You'll see right there popping open first on the Ultra. So even with 26.5, not seeing a faster experience on the right still. But I will say that it's a lot more stable than earlier editions of the iOS 26 and much more secure. It's a must update for sure. Let's go over here to Subway City, or AKA Subway Surfers, the city version. You'll see right here, we're going to go first to the iPhone, pulling ahead. So this game probably down the optimization, probably better optimized for the iPhone. Wouldn't be surprised. But still, very basic game. Fun as heck to play though. You know, you could try to collect as many coins as possible. Just a time wasting game, but it's kind of fun, honestly. Let's go into Dead Trigger 2. Not sponsored, by the way, although they probably should sponsor a video. Let me know if you agree. We'll go to Dead Trigger 2, and it has initialized first there on the right. And we're still waiting on the Galaxy over there. We'll hit play on both of them, and you'll see just took a little bit of a while there on the Galaxy. And we'll see what happens here. I feel like the iPhone still pulls ahead in optimization though. Like it just seems like when it starts getting into games, it just seems like things are a little bit more. I gotta slightly open that now, so it's no cache advantages. We're going to Free Fire here, and Samsung is pulling ahead finally. And here comes iPhone, but not enough. So Free Fire better optimized. It should come down to the games. I would rather play it on the Samsung though, simply for the no notch, no dynamic island. Plus them gaming modes you can trigger right on board here. Hold on, let's go back there. It closed me out. It closed me out, but you can trigger the game modes right there, put on the performance mode. You can do this on most Samsungs and give you even better performance right in game. Let's go into Destiny Rising. We'll see what happens here. And on iOS 26.5, it looks like the Samsung's in the lead. I could be wrong. But no, it looks like Samsung is in the lead here. Will it pull ahead though? Because iPhone has been known to catch up and then take the win, which it did right here. Let's go ahead and tap and open these. And in this race so far, I got Samsung winning the base apps. I got Apple winning the games so far in terms of launch. Also, for some reason, this game, the dude in here, running right here, he just looks much more real. The graphics over here as well look better. Like, they just look more console-like. They're not bad. They're really good on Android as well, but they're better on the iPhone. Let's just be honest here. Asphalt Legends, and we'll see which one could take this. And that one's the iPhone. So, while speed is not really always everything in 2026, I do got to say that the iPhone still has this level of optimization for a lot of its games that just make it feel a little bit graphically better and sometimes better optimized. But that really comes down to the games. It's going to be certain games better for one or the other. And I have this one a little backwards. Let me fix that really quickly. And we'll go into speed test net. That was faster on the right, and InShot faster on the left. So I think Samsung took this in terms of more apps opening first. But Apple won the games, which is not really surprising. This has happened a lot in the past, and it continues to remain true, at least for these games. Give me a comment down below some of the games that maybe are better optimized for Android or more equally optimized. I'll consider putting those in future speed tests. So let's go ahead and relaunch these applications and see which one does better. So far, it looks like the Galaxy looking absolutely beautiful here. Hold on. This one's making me come from the side. A little bit of a mistap there. You've seen the app blink but didn't respond. Let's go over here. We'll go into News, X, Instagram, Groupon, Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT, Weather, and I don't know why I'm doing all this with my hand right there, but probably trying to make it look smoother. Ooh, no, but let's go over here to the right And that was pretty good. You know, I did see a little bit of a miss tap action happening, and that was you could see that blink on one of those apps, and sometimes you could miss, but maybe the iPhone has a better touch response. Asphalt 9 reloading, Free Fire ready, and we'll go over here to the side. Looks like Subway Surfers. So we had that same thing happen on the iPhone, that little blink, and then kind of waited. So Subway Surfers with the relaunch, I tapped that as well. It didn't respond. You know who does this a little bit better with those taps? I'm gonna say it's gonna be the OnePlus. That phone does really good with like these touch responses. But let's go over here to App Store, Calculator, Clock, and Calendar. So you can see on iOS 26.5, iPhone 17 Pro Max running like an absolute champ. I'd call him even Steven right there on the RAM management. And so here are our final Geekbench 6 results here for their latest versions of the software. You'll see on iOS 26.5, we are losing in the multi-core by about 1,000 points, but we're winning in the single core, which is where you're going to feel it mostly every day. So the iPhone, a little bit more powerful there, with the Galaxy winning in that multi-core. Let's go ahead now and run a 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme. We'll see how they do here in this test, and we'll see which one pulls ahead in this one. So I'll be back when they are done. So on the latest version of the security patch of the One UI 8.5 on the S26 Ultra, we hit 5252 and 31 average frame, better than 93% of devices on the market, and it's done way faster than the iPhone. So I'm a little bit concerned about the scores there on this one, as it is taking quite a bit longer. I'll be back when it's done. And so actually, after seeing this on 26.5 finish here, while it did take longer, it was only 0.5 seconds different, or frames per second different on the frame rate, and only 13 points less on the overall score, scoring better than 92% of devices on the market. So did extremely well against the S26 Ultra, and I believe this might be better than the score we had earlier on in the past. So let's go down. Let's see. Actually, no, this is not our best score, but I will say that in iOS 26.5, this phone is actually performing rather efficiently and consistently. Battery life has also been pretty good on this update, but one thing about it is that the 26 in general is still not the fastest. It's just runs along a little bit slower than the competition with animations and daily tasks like that. But let's go ahead and run a quick speed test net to see what we're capable of getting here. We'll start with the Galaxy S26 Ultra. I do believe that it might pull out ahead. It has been doing so in my previous tests by quite the margin. So we start over there at 710, and we're going to go ahead and begin this one as well since it's on the upload. So we can just do it downloading differently. So iPhone pulling ahead here, comes down, coming back up, and you never know with these tests, they can come down or up. But it looks like the iPhone has taken it here on this one, and on the upload, so far behind, but again, could come back towards the end, would not be surprised, but it loses on the upload. So overall, not too big of a disparity. It seems like whether you want to be in Apple's ecosystem or Samsung's ecosystem, your network performance is going to be rather similar, maybe exactly the same. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and launch the cameras before we get up out of here. 3, 2, go. And the iPhone just so much faster there. Let's go ahead and hit the camera to take the photo. And yeah, the shutter speed also better on the iPhone. The zoom is quicker as well. So if we hit that, you'll see there's like a little delay. I'm going to hit the 2x on the Samsung. Is this going to change the game for you? No, but I think if you're trying to get a photo really fast, the Samsung is it's gonna feel a little bit slower to do that, which is a little bit annoying. So I still prefer the iPhone's camera with that camera control. One tap away, very fast photos. Over here on the Samsung, you're also pretty quick. All you got to do is double click that and you'll be in. But you'll see right there, it did take a second to register that. Double click and we're in. Let's try the camera control one more time to see the speed of that. Yeah, that looks smoother for sure on the iPhone. So I'd still pick the iPhone for camera speed. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up here for me. On iOS 26.5, battery's looking pretty strong. Thermals are looking good, so it's pretty optimized, pretty efficient. Hasn't felt this phone get too warm. As a matter of fact, the S26 Ultra got warmer in this video, but the iPhone overall performing rather well. They just need to improve speed and animations a little bit on the next version, iOS 27 of iOS. So let me know your thoughts on these two down below. After a couple months, are you still interested in the S26 Ultra? Have you already decided no? Are you waiting on the 18 Pro Max? Let us know your take down below in the comment section of this video. If you want to see more speed tests like this, thumbs up. And if you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy this one right here. I'll catch you on the next one. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.